Good morning. Happy Thursday. Getting right into our warm-up. Donkey kicks and fire hydrants. So one thing I believe my dear friend Frank Earl Fleming forgot to do yesterday was put out a promo for the pod today. So Frank the Tank Pod will be live today. It will be early. It will be at 10 a.m. And I'll put a tweet out while I'm working out, maybe in 30 minutes or an hour, to promote it. Some cat cows. I watch my butt kind of fall between my hips, between my feet. My child's pose. Sit cross-legged. I really like switching up my warm-up, and I really suggest it, encourage it for everybody that's getting into exercise by changing up the warm-up. Mentally, you don't feel a redundancy or a dread or any kind of bore going into a workout, knowing you got to do the same stuff that you do every day. You start to change it up, do some different things, different order, keep it entertaining, keep your body confused, keep your mind confused. These are all very important. So much more of fitness is related to mental discipline than it is to any sort of given ability or physical blessing. I can't emphasize enough. I have a British father who did not play sports or go to the gym and lift weights. He was an office guy. So every bit of athleticism I have, all the lifting, all the yoga, not a family thing, not a genes thing, not the culture I grew up in. And I say that because I want people to feel encouraged. You don't have to have great genes to get yourself in good shape. It helps, of course. But even us average people can do quite a lot, even if we're born with minimal athletic abilities. I'm going to come up to our downward facing dog, pedal our feet. One other thing, I was busting Mikey Betts' chops on the phone last night because he was on the yak yesterday. And of course, Mikey's more content than me, more comfortable and more of a on-camera star. So he does a great job because he's just himself, and the fans love him, and I'm so happy seeing how happy it makes him, and letting the fans finally see that I've been dealing with two lunatics the whole time. Frank's not the only lunatic. But yesterday on the yak, they call Mikey's mother, getting all this info on him. They start talking about sleep eating. And Mikey Betts has known for 2 years I've been battling my sleep eating issues and my Cliff Bar addictions in the middle of the night. He said, Mikey, you guys talked about sleep eating for 5 minutes. How could you have not mentioned this is literally one of my biggest issues in life? And he started cracking up. It's like, holy shit, how did I not think of that? It just shows when you're on camera, sitting in one of those big seats on the yak next to all those stars, it is not as easy as it looks. And sometimes your brain can just go blank. Like, next time I'm on, I swear, I'll bring it up. And I started laughing. And, by the way, almost a week clean on Cliff Bars. Hence, I've been feeling a lot better in these morning warm-ups. All right, so just as a review, this week, We've done a lot of bench press, we've done a lot of pull-ups, and we've done a lot of exercises where we're in extended planks. What has that done? We've probably overworked our shoulder area a little, our trap area a little, and my signal, different people will have different spots in their body, but if I start to overdo it, I feel it in my trap, and then it can go down to my back and in my neck and when I'm turning my head. So right now we're going to not do the cat-cow, but we're going to slowly turn our head side to side and stretch our neck out a little. And these workouts to me are incredibly important to embrace. The ones where you really do have a strain or something sore, and then you have that classic option of, is this enough to excuse me for the day, or do I just need to modify my workout a little? Truth is, most of the time, it's a modification that's needed, not a full-blown, I can't do anything. So for me right now, what I want to do is warm up. I want to get on the treadmill as quickly as possible before anybody else comes in the gym, especially. At minimum, get my cardio. As long as I get my 2 miles, I'm okay. I don't have to do my stretch. I'm okay. I don't need anything more than that in terms of my endorphins, my mind, body, spirit. And after I run, we'll see how the trap feels. And probably at least get a nice arm pump between biceps, triceps, maybe a rope superset, maybe some band work. But exercises that really isolate and don't rely on my upper back, my triceps to do a lot of work. That'll make today a second maintenance day. That's what I call these, maintenance days, when I'm protecting something. Yet we'll still get a great workout. Now, on top of the podcast today, which should be electric, we also have a walk booked today with Matt Merles from Spittin' Chicklets. And shout out to him, Grinelli, Armstrong, all those guys brought up how Frank's bringing firefighters and cops to the Devils games. Grinelli really shocked me because he started yelling about how great I am. And at Flying Enterprises, it's not a big that-a-boy type operation. It's more of a get shit done and keep going. And I like that. That's what the school I was brought up in from Brett Adcock. But the Spittin' guys work really, really hard. Not to mention 2 of these guys are former NHL players. So it really is nice when you hear positive feedback from a colleague that has no skin in the game. We're not like close friends or anything. They're just encouraging. If there's one thing at Barstool that I think we miss on collectively, all of us, is having just a little bit more inclination to support one another and understand the whole media landscape as our competitor, not so much the people sitting next to each other. Of course, they're fighting for stooly eyeballs, but if we all lift each other up, there's enough stooly eyeballs to go around. And stooly eyeballs will also watch more than one thing. I know this because I have a set of stooly eyeballs. Being a long time stooly. Hey, Veronica. All right. So going to tree pose. It's another thing. If we're not going to do a ton of planking, a ton of those stretches, doing a little bit more on balance, a little more on our feet is a good thing. So what I'm going to do here is from the tree pose, grab my foot, balancing on one leg here, and then lowering on one leg into a squat. Really opening up the hips here. This is almost like a standing pigeon pose. Let me lower the camera a little for the other side. Hopefully I'll be able to maintain the same balance I just did. We're going tree pose. Trying to get that foot up over the knee. For beginners, if you're here, it's fine. If you're here, it's fine. If you can just get your foot up, it's fine. Because we're working on our balance. Once you're comfortable up here, we grab that foot. We're just going to lower it. Do it from this angle. We're going to lower it. Ooh, get your balance, boy. We're going to lower it onto the knee. And we're just going to sit down. And that left hip should really open up. Okay. Feet together. One hand down, other up. You probably used to see me do the downward facing dog, elbow to knee, foot up in the air, step between, one hand down. Again, we're avoiding that in protection of the old traps. With that said, we're also going to dial back the crunches today. And again, really try to protect that trap area. So before we run, we're just going to bang out a couple of air squats. Nothing too crazy. And then we'll hit the tread. I'll also hit the Frank the Tank Pod promo. Let's start getting some of these air squats in. We got a pretty funny picture of me, Mikey, and Frank to use for the promo. But I'll wait, 'cause it's only 6:38, so I'll wait till after we run, after we do a couple of lifts, and we have a few more stoolies awake. Elbow over knee, looking up. Nice twist here. Good stretch. And up on the tippy toes. All right. One last move before we run. I'm going to go seated. 10 twists. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to go backward circles. So I'm trying to engage the area that I've overworked, but not work it, if that makes sense. So I want to feel the traps. I want to feel the shoulders. I want to make sure I'm stretching them out. I want to make sure the muscles are getting a little touch, but at the same time, not strain them. So by sitting and doing these circles, we're isolating all of it into our actual shoulder trap region, our upper shelf, as I like to call it, without using any weights. Now let's go one arm at a time, a little faster. 5 backward, 5 forward. And this should help as we warm up running. The trap's already going to be nice and loose without having done any kind of lifting on it. There's 5. Bring our body armor. Whew, those circles. I really felt it on the traps. All right, got our sweat towel here. Never mind, that's not my towel. That was gross. God damn it. All right. I think I forgot my sweat towel. So this is a random towel. I really shouldn't use that. That's just disgusting. All right, we'll go no sweat towel. See if my phone can survive the journey. If not, I'll have to unplug it. But let's start fucking moving, people. It's Thursday. Come on, guys. I'm not going to lie. The last 2 mornings I've woke up, I've not been feeling it. Sometimes kind of let life start stressing you out a little bit. Feel the season's changing. Seasonal depression's real. All that shit. And you just got to be very conscious of these external variables that are coming within your 4 walls and trying to stop you from being productive. Now look it right in the eye, tell it to go fuck itself, and keep pushing forward. So David Stern used to always say to me, keep pushing. My friendship with him was one of the most awesome experiences of my life. And this whole thing, David Stern's whole thing, was about the combination of being smart and not being soft. You can both exhibit some intelligence in this world and couple it with a little bit of grit. You can do whatever you want with your life. Even if you're dumb as a rock, with some grit, you can get pretty freaking far. But even a genius without a work ethic is never, ever going to touch their potential and find out what was possible. Today, the big battle was getting up. So for me, I have tremendous discipline in when I wake up. I know what time it is, kind of naturally. I have a really good internal clock. I check my phone because I always wake up before my alarm. And then it's those 5 minutes, those first 5 minutes, getting up, making my bed, going to the bathroom. I have about 5 minutes to retreat, to conceive, to let the fatigue win, to get back in that comfortable bed with a beautiful comforter and snuggle in and take another 2-3 hours if I want. Frankly, strength doesn't get until at 10 today. That's when the pod is, so quite a little earlier, but the point is it's almost 6:45. You'll be sleeping 2 more hours on top of sleeping right now. But once you get over those first 5 minutes, you start getting your gym clothes on. You start lacing up your sneakers. You hit that point of no retreat. That option goes away. And you shift from, should I go back to bed? To what am I going to do in the gym? Once you've made that decision, you won. First win of the day. No matter what else is going on in your life. Personal life, professional life. Maybe your pet's sick. I don't fucking know. But that first decision is giving yourself a chance to win. Win a day. Get your momentum. Because for every variable out of your control, there's one that is in your control. If you have health, any sort of health, and that is to get up, start moving, and take care of yourself. Mind, body, spirit. It's not a cliche. They're interconnected. And you've got the most control over one, and that's your body. Oh, come on, boys. Come on, boys and girls. Come on, people. It's Thursday, man. Life is so short. Just 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Now you're old. Now you're looking back on your life. Now you wish you could snap your fingers and be young enough to get your ass on a treadmill and run. The day comes for us all. Father time comes for us all. And if you're lucky enough to be able to do shit, don't wait. Don't wonder. Analysis by paralysis is almost instilled in us as kids. Guess what? If you don't try, you'll never fucking know. If you don't try, you'll never fucking win. And if you do not try, that's your only guaranteed outcome. Mediocrity and a life of wondering what if. A life of telling people, well, you know, if I was 30, if I'd done this, I think this could have happened. I think that could have happened. Don't live in hypotheticals. Live in aggressive pursuit of everything you want. Aggressive pursuit. Don't just check boxes. Create boxes that never existed and color them all the way the fuck in. Something doesn't have to exist for it to become real. Nothing was real until somebody made it real. As a matter of fact, I think every job I've had since I moved to Italy after college was a role that didn't exist before I joined the company. It's been the one consistent in a career that's touched international education, tech recruitment,
tech licensing, electrical vertical takeoff and landing, working in a law firm, working in tech insurance. 6 industries I spent legitimate time at. Not one of them had existed before me. The role that I was doing at each job. Think about that if you're a young person. You're not limited by what careers you see out there. So what you want to focus on, in my opinion, is working with good, intelligent people, and probably even more importantly, for good and intelligent people. When I joined Vettery, it was about 10 people. We were still kind of figuring out our value prop, our market dynamics. I knew nothing about tech. I couldn't work a spreadsheet. After a month of me making mistakes, I'll never forget Brett sending me a note saying, "Hey Jenks, I know you're working hard, but you're making so many mistakes." And I swear, this is a real email. He was just honest. Making so many mistakes, it's taking up a lot of Heather's time. And I need her working on more important stuff. Heather was an incredibly smart woman on our team who ran the ops really across the company, all the back end stuff. She was like a machine. So basically the email was saying after a month, I was doing such a poor job that the problem wasn't just that I needed to do better. It was that if I don't do better, literally taking up the time of one of the most valuable people in the company cleaning them up mistakes. And I could have been soft. I could have run away. Brett was scared. Heather was scared. Job was scared. But I went in Monday, early, fired up. From that week forward, it was a slow, painful, tedious ascension to becoming an original salesperson, to the top salesperson, to a player coach where I had the fancy VP title, all that bullshit. I was running a 200-person team, SDRs, AEs, AMs, enterprise team, all that stuff. The quotas, the PIPs, the firings, the hirings, the interview processes, the PIPs, performance improvement plans. We're in a Monday through Friday meeting, 8:30 a.m. Shout out to all you account executives that work for me. We had 60 account executives. The AE's job is to close. They have to be the killers. Business opens in terms of you can start really cold calling people with ruthless aggression at 9 a.m. sharp. So to me, I wanted to give you a quick rundown. Every day, bring the team together, make that team feeling you can only get in person happen every day and happen early. Because if the meeting starts at 8:30 on time, we can finish by 8:45 on time. Go to the bathroom, get your coffee, whatever. By 9 a.m., you're at your desk. You're almost like Wall Street opening bell. We had a team of 200 ready to roll. Led by the tip of the spear, our AEs, making closing calls, setting meetings with big accounts, starting at 9 a.m. So when I started this meeting, it didn't take long for me to realize that of a group of 60, say the bottom third performers, bottom 20 or so, are just going to rotate naturally with excuses as to why they're late. And I'm not even saying 5 or 10 minutes late. I'm saying meeting's at 8:30, they're showing up at 8:31. That's unacceptable in life. That's not how shit works. If you're on the top team, you've got time to meet. It's not about being on time, it's about being early. As Christian Wire said, you don't ever wait. You show up to a job early so no one can set up on you. You want to set up on them. So, this was the compromise I made. I said, guys, I'm at my desk every day at 7 a.m. I'm asking for you to be in here at 8:30. I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to keep attendance. But what I'm not going to do is disrespect everybody that is on time. So at 8:30, that conference room door shuts. Please don't ever knock on it or come in. Even if your subway gets stopped, even if whatever happens, and it's a completely legitimate excuse, you can't come in after 8:30. You got to go to your desk. So what would happen is people that were late, they wouldn't need to tell me why. I would never ask. You don't have to come up with excuses. If you want to tell me something going on with me personally, of course, talk to me. The point was, you go sit at your desk, and when our meeting's over, and all your colleagues come out, they'll see you sitting there because you came in late today. It worked extremely effectively. Within about a week, everybody was getting in closer to 8 a.m. Because guess what? Subway delays, traffic issues, all those problems, that's part of big boy life. And you need to build it into your plan. And if there's a pileup on the highway and there's a 3-hour backlog and it's your only way to work, of course, that's one thing. But subway delays, simple shit. It's not good enough. And that goes back to the whole thing with exercise this morning. Wake up. You don't feel like it. If you're in sales, I know salespeople can come across as a little douchey. And I can say that because I'm a 15-year salesman. But the people that work hard in sales, which is not all of them, but the ones that do, they have to be an extrovert all day. Internally, externally. They have to know how to spin product issues. They have to know how to spin under-delivering assets if it's an account that's already signed. They're constantly emitting positive vibes while under constant pressure. It's a draining role. Again, if you're a badass and work hard. For those of you in sales or other departments that I haven't worked in where that resonates with you. I mean, I know coders that would have to pull all-nighters and producers now that are editing shows, making clips late into the night, waking up early, posting them. For all you grinders, it's really what I'm talking to, grinders. It is a skill. It is a muscle in your brain that you can literally grow if you acknowledge, embrace, and overcome any initial instincts to take the path of least resistance, to avoid doing something you know you should do, but you also know you can totally get away with not doing. It's the true, what does he do when nobody's looking? And that's where this live stream is taking me to another level. Because I always was good at not missing days. I didn't miss days. You can see I don't miss days. The difference with the live stream, though, I can't even come into the gym and not give a solid performance. You guys can see some days I go more bananas than others, but you guys raise my baseline. So I ain't gonna come in here and give you no half-ass effort. Gator don't take no shit like that. I'm gonna get in front of you guys. You guys are kind enough to give me your eyeballs. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna motherfucking work. You give me feedback, I will act on it. I think I've slept like 8 hours in the last 2 nights. And I can feel it. But I feel the fight. And I like the fight. If I had slept an extra hour, I wouldn't have done shit. This, getting myself worked up, physically, mentally, spiritually, getting that fire lit, that'll get me through the motherfucking day. It's a busy day. Got an ambitious day. I have a feeling we're going to have super fun Frank today because the Devils are killing it. And we got a good walk set up today. Tomorrow our Frank walks with Patrick Beverly, Pat Bev drops. He's the man. If you listen closely, about halfway through, I remind him when Pat Bev played in Ukraine, he actually won the Ukrainian dunk title, which I found when I was doing my guest research about Frank. And when I mentioned that to Pat Bev, he immediately noted that most Ukrainian basketball players are around 6 feet tall and white. So he wasn't taking too many victory laps on the dunk contest, but he remembered it. All right, we're well over 2 miles, excited to have that one on. Let's get into our morning sprint, uphill march. Are the Devils low-key disrespecting Frank? No. Great question, though. Last night, the Devils played Pink Pony Club, and they cut to Frank on the Jumbotron. Let me tell you something about the Devils organization. Great people. Very impressed by their people. Everything from security to season tickets team. They're incredibly kind to Frank. It's not that they give him free shit or he gets to skip security lines. Frank goes to his seats like any other season ticket holder. But it's just the professional nature in which they carry themselves, they conduct themselves, they speak to Frank, they speak to me if there's ever a problem or anything. They're real pros. And I have a hunch that the Devils knew in the greater algorithm of in-arena experiences, at some point they'd have to play Pink Pony Club. And they know about Frank's curse with Pink Pony Club. So maybe I'm being a bit Walter White, and I'm a bit brainwashed by Frank of thinking everything's about Frank. But everything's about Frank. So I think what they did was strategically waited until they felt good. 2-goal lead, which I know is dangerous, most dangerous lead, whatever. They're really playing well. And they said, let's do it now. Let's rip the Band-Aid off, hit the fucking song, hit Frank the Tank on the jumbo, and we kill the curse tonight. And guess what? Frank was with a legendary New Jersey firefighter named Chris Hook. Chris comforted Frank through that moment when they played Chapel Roan and showed Frank. And the Devils fucking squashed it. They held on and they won. That's one working theory. The other one is Mikey Betts has paid a significant amount of money out of pocket to somebody that works at the Prudential Center. Probably a push, a pick 'em if Vegas had to settle on. The one thing we certainly know is it wasn't an accident. And one thing I'm very confident of is that the Devils, despite some of his harsher rants over the years, have a really good sense of humor, have a very high tolerance for fans getting passionate, and actually know how to have fun, know how to take our little maniac Frank and have some fun with it. So kudos again to the Devils organization. I do not plan on going to any games this year, as we have first responders booked, and then even a waiting list beyond that. But I do appreciate the people in there. They do a great job. My only big feedback would be the food prices make it virtually impossible for a normal family to buy food. And that's a problem that isn't really the Devils. It's probably more Prudential and even transcends that one place, to be fair. It's the airport stadium thing. Get them in and then force them to pay 100 to 500% markup with absolutely no moral explanation. So that's one. The bigger one, I don't know if it's me because I'm getting old and grumpy, but I think people agree with me that incrementally over these last 15, 20 years, across really all of the major sports, the PA system guys and gals have gotten way out of control. Everything from the amount of shit they play out of those speakers. I always think of when I'm watching a sports game and there's a huge buzzer beater, touchdown, home run, goal. The greatest calls are when they get really excited and they shut up and they let you hear the crowd. Because as a fan at home that can't be at the game for whatever million reasons, the closest you can feel to that electricity is just hearing the roar of the collective stadium arena of your fellow fans that have suffered for X amount of years. And instead, a lot of times on broadcasts, they'll keep talking through the moment, trying to have their big one-liner. And it kind of diminishes it, and it ruins it. Same thing in person. These PA systems, I don't know if it's designed for younger people that are drinking or to keep kids with ADD distracted for their parents. But the frequency and the decibel level, crazy. They blast music to the point where you can't even think. I hope they rectify that at some point. I'm curious if anyone's listening, if they felt the same way. These arenas, stadiums, I can't speak to Frank, I have to yell. It's like disorienting. But again, I might just be very old. So we're on the 15 incline, walking uphill. Damn, I'm tired. Why am I so fucking tired? I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. 27. We'll get down. 30 seconds. Woo-wee! actually feel like I might throw up. I'm gonna fight that. I gotta fight that. We're not stopping. Look at that. All right, we're sending. Trying to catch my bearings here. I feel kind of sick. The sweat does feel nice though. What's up, Ethan? Body armor will help. All right. Whew. I gotta catch my breath. Let's wipe her down. Oh, Jim's out of towels. I have to do it after I work out. All right, whenever I'm winded like this after a run, it's definitely important for me to just get my ass back down, do another round of stretching real quickly, and then I'm going to get an arm pump. And then we're through another maintenance day. Let's get rid of those cat cows. What I'm going to do is ditch my phone, ditch the music, both because I'm sopping wet, but also it's good sometimes to have that peaceful quiet when we're sinking in to breathe and stretch. These cat cows will be a wonder for anybody with lower back issues, stiffness. If you're sitting around live shooting football for 12 hours a day, for example, this could be helpful for you. No one specific, just generally speaking. Follow it right up, touching our toes. One foot over the other. It was nice to get some extra cardio there, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of needed that. Now with my stomach in shambles right now, and I did not sleep eat, I just for some reason feel like I'm gonna vomit. This will be an interesting choice, but we're gonna go ahead and do it. Some sit-ups. We didn't do them before we ran because I wanted to warm up the trap before putting any pressure on it whatsoever. Now it feels like, and I'm correct, there's no pressure on the trap because I'm nice and loosened up. And everything's really focused into my abs right now. So we're getting 100 here. Then we're gonna do some triceps, biceps, and call it a day. Three, 54, 55, 56, 57, 89, 60, 61, 2, 63, 4, 65, 66, 67, 69, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25, 24, 3, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18,
17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Reverse crunch. Oh. Scissor. Happy baby. One of the more ridiculous poses, but astonishingly effective. Back to our reverse crunch. Oh. It's a bold choice when you feel like puking. See if it pays off, Cotton. Oh, I love reverse crunches. They really are tough. The ones you can control your body, that's when you've really unlocked your potential. It's a really good litmus test for where you are with your core. And you can see both coming up and coming down very much under control. It's not a jerky or even a thrust up, just a flex up, a movement up. Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Somebody left this here. Just get it out of the way. Some of these pieces of equipment, they seem to make it much harder to move them around than necessary. I mean, we put people on the moon, according to Frank. Okay. Triceps. You guys know the deal. My favorite rope superset. Actually, it might be more helpful to get kind of close so you guys can really see what's going on here. Just want to make sure you see the over the head skull crunchers too, which I think you will. If I go like this. Okay. So we get real close to the tower. Back straight. And keeping the elbows in. If you're ever in a crowded gym and you want to get your triceps done, if you ever see a rope open up, get the rope and you work this superset routine. You're going to get your full pump without needing multiple pieces of equipment or waiting for other people. So 10, no break. We turn around, we go right into skull crunchers. Simple body armor. Very, very, very short break. Second set. Turn around. Yee-haw! Skull crunchers. Oh shit, I never made my NFL picks and I need to do them at 10 a.m. Anybody in the chat, if you like anything against the spread, I will look at anything you sent. It's 2 sets. Third set. Kind of working through the nausea by just doing very short breaks so I don't have time to think about it. Triceps are on fire. I also might be sweating out whatever's feeling off because I'm as drenched as I get, really. And I haven't even had the door shut. It's not even humido in here. I'm dripping. All right. Get our band. Whew, it's almost been an hour. I don't feel like I've had an elite workout today yet. Here we are, an hour in. Well over 2 miles. 10-minute uphill march. Did get 100 sit-ups in. We did get air squats in. Did a full triceps. Now we're doing our biceps with the band to get good arm pump. Notice how stationary those elbows are right now. I'm just ripping hammers. Now we're going to go into reverse. You know what might have also strained the trap a little? When I was doing the that big plate, the steering wheel exercise. I don't think I properly warmed up for that. And I was doing it a little bit herky-jerky. Good example of one little lapse in focus can lead to a setback. And again, I always say mind, body, spirit. Once you warm up the body with a relatively mindless warm-up routine, it's going to warm up the mind, and then it's going to light your spirit on fire for the day. And that's really the goal. The trick, though, is if you warm up the body, warm up the mind, spirit's on fire, then your body's going to start really working. And then your mind starts getting tired. And that's where you have to really focus on form. You have to focus on lower rate, but perfect repetitions, symmetry in your form, all those details, balance. And again, if you slip up just once, that's what leads to injuries. Just ripping these reverse here. Again, get resistance bands. Do you travel a lot? Are you stuck at home with the kids a lot? Do you go to an office job where you're stuck in conference rooms or a cubicle a lot? Who gives a shit how anybody looks at you as long as your boss don't mind? Even Brett Adcock used to let me keep 25-pound dumbbells at my desk so I could just rip weights anytime I was getting angry. But the bands make it so that you're really not causing a scene or interfering with anyone. Go in the stairwell and do these. There's no excuse. There's just no excuse. If you want to build up your arms, if you want to build up some bulk, get some resistance bands and work variant curls. You can also tie this around a doorknob or anything for that matter and do tricep pull downs. You've also seen me do shoulders. So what I'm getting at is one decent band can unlock an entire upper body, not just workout, but actual weight lifting. Now, resistance band lifting is different, but effective. This has become one hell of a monster burnout set. We're going full Muhammad Ali, only paying attention to our pain, not even counting. Now what we're going to do is put our hands closer together, go up together. Try not to move our back at all. Try not to move our elbows at all. You can see the arm just exploding right now. The biceps are on fire. Same thing, reverse. So this is a 40-pound band, right? 40-pound band. See it right there. So it's like having two 20s. I know 220s is not Superman weight, but to do 20 to 50 reps seamlessly rotating between your three variant curl grips would be extremely hard and also extremely clunky. And that's where, again, with the resistance band, what I just did there with dumbbells would probably at least take me 2 or 3 sets to accomplish the same pump and burn. Efficiency is king. If you want to become a true ninja in the gym, you need to be able to be water, adjust to the situation, and be able to maximize every nook and cranny of your time. Like a glass with pebbles in it, you need to be a water getting poured in, filling all of the empty space, all of the potential. I think I said porn instead of poured, but it's okay. Shout out Mikey Beats. I thought he was going to get the Beast jacket. Just kind of hoping he would. He could give it to me. Ooh. 70. $50. This wasn't even a big sit-up day, yet we're going to easily get to 200 here, which shows how strong the abdominal area has gotten. We're in peak form right now. Entering Australian beach season here in New York. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Woo-wee! Yabba dabba 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 dabba. And for your finale, as we hit the 1 hour mark, remember, in just 2.5 hours, you're going to see me dressed to the nines, looking good, riding limousines. I don't remember the rest of the saying. Woo! 10 a.m. So just stay tuned. Well, no, sorry. Click back into the link after we share it when the podcast is live. Got ahead of myself. Wake up bar stool coming on in 30 minutes. Right now we're just going for a full pump to failure. I'm also going to bring these into the office today. I'm going to get some lifting in done in the office with Frankie boy. Frankie boy. My brother's got about a week until our next weigh-in. Frank normally goes through a cycle where the first couple weeks of the month he'll gain a couple pounds back, but not like fat even. It's normally because he's been losing weight every month. I think he just naturally, healthily, I should say, gains a couple back in like water weight, muscle. And then it's this last stretch where he'll, or at least the last few months, he'll take another dip down. So anything under 295 is a huge win because he went on quite a run to get under 300. And the one thing he doesn't really get, I mean, he gets plenty of credit, don't get me wrong, you guys are incredible to him. But for the perspective of people trying to lose weight, I think one thing that's not highlighted enough, which is probably my fault, is that tons of people lose weight. Lots of people lose weight very quickly too. What's more rare is to lose weight in a sustainable manner and then follow through and keep the weight off. And Frank's done an incredible job of that, where we've done, I believe, 24 weigh-ins, and I think he's lost weight in 20 of them. That is incredibly hard to do when you're Frank's size,
only have 4 out of 24 months where you gain any weight back. So I'm very proud of them, and it's been the most rewarding thing in my life to get all the wonderful messages and notes I get from you guys telling me how you're starting your fitness journeys. All right, let's call that a wrap. Great workout today. This thing. I'll try to show you. Look at that. Woo-wee. Right under my sweat towel. Don't worry. All right, guys, have a great Thursday. Allow me to be Frank. Frank the Tank Pod coming up. Don't take no shit from nobody. I got sweat all over my computer now, so I can't really shut it off. That's not good. But let's try to end the live stream if I can just get the mouse over. Oh, shit, I really can't. I got to dry this bitch. There we go. Move my mouse back. There we go. All right. Have a good Thursday, everybody. God bless you.